You guys have to remember one thing, right? Okay. Even though I'm taking those attendance, doesn't mean that you can actually write. Going to pass the subjects, even though you don't submit your works there. This is only the attendance there. You guys worried more on the attendance rather than worried about your works. Those are the attitude that you guys have nowadays. Worried about small things, but the big things in your life, you jeopardize about it. All right, Celeste is here, not. Zhenyan,
Yes.
Jianwei, Wing Leong,
Yes.
Taichun,
Yes.
Christy, Ethan,
Yes.
Penny,
Yes.
Jolene, Justin, Guanxuan, Yongxuan, Chinhan,
Yes, sir.
Pangqi, Minghao, Wei Jing,
Yes.
Mei Qin, Shen Hao,
Yes.
Xuan Ting,
Yes.
Chi Hong, Jie,
Yes.
and Chen Yi. Only 10 people actually right inside this group here. This is all group through it, right? So how many of you guys who haven't submit the works there? Hey, open up your webcam there, right? Open up your webcam there, right? Open up your webcam there, right? Open up your webcam, right? There are only 10 people actually right in this room here. Switch on your webcam. What's wrong with you guys there, right? Okay? Chen Hao, you can open up your webcam, is it? All right, how many of you guys actually right have finished and complete the works? None of you, right? None of you actually right have complete the works there. So how is it there, right? You working with the last minute kind of works? And then you assume that I can actually wait for you guys until Sunday there, right? Okay? I'm going to evaluate today your groups, group 3 and group 4. If you don't submit them, right, okay, if you're not complete, because there is no make good out of it there. Why? Because I already told you guys to make good before. I did told you guys to make good before, okay? I don't know what are the things that you guys been working on before this. So that means, okay, by hook or by crook, you have to submit by today. I don't want to wait until tomorrow. I don't want to wait until another day there, okay? Because I have 7 groups to submit the works there, right? 7 groups to mark the works there. You only have a few subjects there, okay, that you have to complete. How many subjects you guys have? 6, right? Huh? Penny, how many subjects you have there, right? This semesters. How many subjects you guys have?
6.
6, they're right. You know how many marks that I'm going to evaluate, okay? For your groups. More than 100 there, right? All these kind of simple kind of evaluations you cannot complete, okay? Including videos presentations. All video presentation have to show your face. I don't know where you guys at when I actually brief you guys all over again for the past few weeks. Okay, for the past few weeks there. Okay, so work on that. I want you guys to work on that. By the end of the sessions, I want to make sure that 10 of you guys will submit the works there. The rest of you guys who submit late, I know what to do with that. Okay? All right, work on that. You guys don't have to wait here. Penny, have you finished, right? Okay? Shanti, have you finished that? Haven't, right? So while you guys wait here, you want to do the works, okay, right now, there, right? Okay, thank you, Usain, okay, when you have submit that.
And for we because for the first week I was so confused what should I do for my character. So I just random draw on white paper and here we go. I got the character right here. Very pleasing facial. And this is my inspiration for the story environment. And this is a bus stop. And for the story, it is like he's going to wait back home, wait for a bus, and here we go. And for next, it is like you listen to music. And if all this inspiration is only for a background purpose, so it's not really deep meaning on it. It's just for background. So my character is going to be like listening to music, relaxing, chilling, and next is the spending his free time fishing, and this environment I got the ideas from. And for next, it is I think this is from the last two pages for the story, and he's like jogging and tripping on the road, and he stand up like a side view. So I'm going to add up some of the doings right here, so it doesn't look empty. Very good. And for week 11, I sum up and got my ideas from, and I just started to draw. And for this, it is my cover page, very simple, very nice. And this is the case, character, the grumpy rabbit, staring out the brain, and this is the words I wrote by using my hand. And this is the introduction for this case. For the first page, it's like a close-up for him. No, maybe like a medium angles. Oh, what is this? No. Like close-up, yeah. And for the second page, it's like social with friends. And for number 3 is with back home, waiting for a bus. And number 4 is get ready to bed, brushing teeth. And for number 5 and 6 is he's sleeping, but he can't sleep well, even though he's still morning, he can't sleep well. And the next, he was working at a restaurant as a waiter, as the waiter, as the customer service. And for number 8, he's listening to music and fishing. And this 10, 11, and 12 is a jogging scene, like he's jogging, he's hitting a rock and tripping over it, and he continued to keep on the tracks. And for the week shop is like I'm started to coloring for all of this my story. I only use a regular hot round brushes to color. It's not I'm not going to use any kind of different brushes to color my story. But for the tree, I think I use different kind of brushes, but I don't know the name. I use different kind of brushes to brush and for different kind of texture for the tree. You see this is the tree in this. And for week 13, I started to like redo, and not redo, I add some making up a very good to make good. I add some color right here and change the sky color and the blank color. And I, oh, in the week 13, I was like make some shading and some highlight of my artworks to look more realistic, looks more good, I think. Yeah, this is my week something I do. And for the third page, I was adding some thoughts flow. And I also add the shares right here and the shadows I add. And 45 and 6, I change I add some star right here and add some reading right here. And for number 6 is the daytime and I change the ribbon color and add some clouds on it. And for number 8, I draw the landscape right here so it doesn't look weird, a just green color. So I just draw a line to look like a landscape on it. So it's nice. And I'm going to show my final artwork look like. And this is how my finals and this cover page right here. And put the big story and I hope it will came out with well. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, I draw some mushroom and use the brush tool on the brown pressure of it. We could check that he has a small body and then yeah, he's holding a level. And first page, he's holding a balloon, showing happiness and singing. I draw some flowers and see that the middle ground is was far away and his face looked surprised then. Background and middle ground are still same. And the fourth page is about his balloon was far away and he's standing there and crying, feeling sadness. And I draw some tears to make it look crying, look like crying like. And then the page five is what talking about is was spring it is wings trying to fight the balloon and then on page 6 is page is not for him. Yeah, here. And then page 8 is the sense of the chip falling. Actually, I draw the chip in this sense. I draw the chip. I draw the chip. I draw the chip in this. I draw the chip in this sense. Chip in this sense is use a big circle. And first I use the big circle first, and after that I draw some detail of the tail of the chicken, of the shape, egg, shape, 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 and then I also draw some detail from here that because it's going down. And page 9 is the center of the point vortex to his eye, his explanation of the face. Yeah, expression of the why. 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 Why have a came of good and fair. And page 11, the chick was drinking the water because I look have a muscle in the mushroom like the Super Mario like the green after you drink the water it's become to a strong chicken and watch out his level to be for sure. I can become a child. So I don't know how to the my hand becomes a child. My hand becomes a child. my hand becomes a chat. My hand becomes a chat. Because I don't know how to use it and not having to use the wrong paper to draw, because before that I draw with pen and paper only. And one of the problems is different angles when I look. One is I look down with the paper, right? And then this one I use the drawing paper. I need to watch. I need to see the screen of laptop and the drawing paper. And and then this course, I think it can train my patience, because need to more careful to draw some stroke of the object, and also need to make it perfect, right? And I also know how to draw something with shape much as I learned in the first week. I knew how to control the pressure when I'm using the drawing paper. And when I in week 3, I learned about the quality of line. And in that time, when I draw the finished PowerPoint, was surprised because mid line with a line mid line really look really look really look really look really look cleaner and better looking, cleaner and better looking, cleaner and better looking, cleaner and better looking. I know that the texture line is so important to a painting. And week 4, I knew about the construction line, and they help us to lay out all. Then we can make the object. Then
Okay, one of the things that I find there, okay, when you present your works previously, when you talk about your work previously, you have to show basically those visuals there. Okay, for those who haven't actually read, submit the videos. When you want to show your previous kind of works, make sure you show the visual as well. All right, don't just talk about it, because I have to recall back again all your kind of what we call that your presentations, right? Your kind of narrations there, okay? Your kind of what we call that speech, okay? While actually listen to your visuals there. So that means, all right, if you want to record those videos and show your previous kind of works, you talk about your previous kind of works, make sure that you record and also show your visual as well. All right? Understand that?
week 6, I think which is very difficult to me, because I need to draw a character without any photo. Because I need to draw the character, but I need to design character, but I never give out the try. I never give out the try, and I always do my best for my classwork. I think I need more time to improve my drawing skill. I need more time to open up my it never stop learning, right? And so I think I need to learn and practice every day.
Right, for those who have present, right, thank you very much. And Ethan, okay, don't take too long to open up your mind, okay? You have to think faster and improve a little bit more from there, all right? Like Penny, okay, thank you very much also for your presentations. And of course, I didn't see your presentation on basically your previous works, which is from week 8 until week 14, okay? You just showed most of the final works there only there, okay? So it's okay. I'm going to go through back again, as long as you have present those videos as well there, okay? So you don't have to record back again there, okay? But the rest of you guys who haven't, make sure that you record the videos based from your week 8 until week 14. I already told you guys actually, like in our lesson class there. All right. So make sure you record them back, right? Okay. for those who haven't submit, for those who have submit, it's okay there, okay? I just want to go through with it back again. So Ethan, there, okay? Thank you very much for your presentations there, okay? And of course, okay, there's a good exploration. Is a very early kind of stage. Don't feel satisfied with your presentation there or your final outcome there, okay? There's a lot more things that you have to improve from there. All right, this is only the first stage. Remember that, okay? If the first stage you cannot actually commit your works according to the time that we have been given there, okay? That's why some people will fail with other subjects, because some people cannot compromise with the students there. Remember that. I try to compromise with you guys, but you actually delay your work there, right? Because this is the final weeks there. And of course, because when we work in online there, okay, most of my work also, when I want to submit to management, right, to administrations, your marks, they're also going to be a little bit more quick and faster there, right? Right? Our time to submit the marks are going to be a little bit short there, okay? That's why I need to have those works, right, by today. All right, by today, and by this week, I have to submit them back. All right? Any questions?
I think if more experience with my life, because it can make my mind have more inspiration. I think inspiration is very important for a design student. Like, so this is my opinion. And thank you, Mr. Faisal, for teaching us. And thank you. And I am welcome. Right now, I'm going to talk about it's like okay. There is some leaflet. Is my story book, the cover page. I made the book based on gradient and the glass at the shadow, stone at the shadow, based on shadows. And this is the page one for the storybook. And this the village, the strawberry village. And also up after I draw all this line, I color using the soft brushes and hard brown brushes. And this is page 2 for the storybook. This page is the snake destroyed the village. I made a fire effect and the smoke behind the background. This is after the snake destroyed the village, the strawberry built again. Build the world, they build a village. And this is after the village. They built and the young strawberries is media that is the young strawberries, the main character, and they are discussed about if he want to find a snake. And after his father teaches some fighting skill for the young strawberry. And on this page I also play some the shadow on the sword and the strawberry, also the frog, the glass. And behind the background had some bird flying, I draw it. And this is the map. His father gave the young strawberry a map about how to where the snack is. So I also play some shadow of the map. And this is the strawberry go to find the snack, the journey. And the sunshine, after the sunshine, like the lightning, the shadow part and the brightness part. Also place like the here, the lightning part. And behind it is the mountain. There is a grass, some shadow, tree shadow. And finally the strawberry is like the snack cave. And I drawing from here like there is the bed, there is in front and also based on shadow. And he just came inside the cave to fight the snake. And the snake is working, so strawberry cannot do anything. And in the background I put the ropes like the cave to make it more like a cave inside the cave. And after the strawberry is finally winning the snake, and I make some bird for snake. Like this bird effect after the snake, yeah. And he won the snake and attack the snake crown. Over the snake have a crown right here, the crown, the snake crown. And here also got the crown, yeah. And strawberry wing, it has a crown to make a proof for the villagers that he is already win the fight the snake. And this is the last page for storybook. This is the hand, and then they throw it the strawberry out to celebrate the winning. And that's all. So finally, I want to say that I learned a lot. I want to say that this subject is very interesting. I learned a lot of this subject, like how to use the tableau and how to color, shadow, how to use the Photoshop. That's all. Thank you very much.
Good morning to Mr. Faisal. I am Chang Bungwei from Multimedia Design Group 4. Here I want to present about my work, which is assignment 2, my environment and my cross design and thumbnail sketch and the assignment quiz. The picture book. It took me a long time to finish these two assignments. First, I start my work by thinking an idea for my assignment, like what character should I develop, and I come out with an idea from a movie, Superman. So I decided to use it to develop my character, and I use Abeng and Kido and Caesar as my character. Based on these two characters, I start to think about my story, and I come out with an idea, which is the story is about save our Earth. I come out with this idea is because Superman is my idol, and is full of justice, so I use it as the part of my story. The main idea what I as want to show is I want to everyone can save our earth and become heroes in their eyes of others. After I finish thinking the idea of my story, I start to Google to find some research, and I download the picture as my reference to create my own environment and prop design. First, as this map, and this is my writer, and I use this and in Chinese the tall, and she very tall and impulsive. I all knew by by and I also changed the spot into where they come. It's the cover page, and what I do is I try to put all the elements in this picture. So you can I try the building I also try to do like monopoly like the game the office and more as pending. I also use black and white color to look the painting more nervous feeling. And now, Tuition, Mr. Faida, I want to say thank you for teaching me in this 14 weeks. I have learned many things from you. I cannot draw really nice or quality because I have no drawing experience before, but I know that I have to improve my drawing skill. I will do more practice to improve my skill. And again, thanks Mr. Faida to teach me a lot in this 14 weeks. I am very glad that you are my teacher. You are one of the best teachers who I know. There are many good points what we should learn from you, such as kindness, patience, and please forgive me that I have made so many mistakes which make you always angry. I really want to be a good student. Thank you for your teaching. I have learned so many interesting, so many. I can feel that it's not only a progress of learning. Uh, Finally, I hope you happy every day. That's all for my presentation for this assignment.
Good morning to Tengku Fajar. My name is Matthew Tan from Multimedia Design Group 4. 1, 2, 3 on the subject Introduction on Illustration is a technique that every artist will learn and will do. So, to draw out the basic structure of it's only a guideline that helps you on a faster way to draw out the movement of the shape and draw out the movement and the shape of the object. Gesture line also help artists to improve faster on the skill of drawing. So, gesture line is an input for me. I am on the way of, and this let me feel happy. I hope.
Right, the only problem that Matthew actually present, okay, is not actually a gesture line for the visuals there. Right, those are the things that you have to remember. Gestures line were based on basically those gestures line for those figure drawing, for those characters drawing that I already show you guys before. All right, so don't make mistakes when you actually presented your works over here.
And can draw out beautiful output. A technique on using the shape to draw out a guideline for the artwork. Just like a simple thing such as you can see ceiling beside this. But the assignment of this subject is also very interesting. First assignment we need to develop a 10 characters and the 10 characters must have 3 positions. For me, I choose a tiger cat for my teams to develop the
What basically I can saw from this presentation for these students there, he showed basically his commitment on improving himself there, okay. Those are the first thing that I find from Matthew there, okay, because he actually really work hard, even though there's a lot of room, there's a lot of space for him to improve a lot from here, right? As we actually mentioned before, okay, because not all students from these subjects will basically have a basic skills there. So this is the starting point for you guys to improve back again what you haven't or you never had before, right? When you enter the courses there, okay? But the practice has to be continued, right, okay? From time to time, okay, until you will understand how to develop your own kind of skill at this stage and maybe the next stage there, okay. So that's why you have to practice a lot, okay, with the drawing skills, with the drawing tools, and also the methods that I will show you guys a lot from there.
reason that I find everything we create from our imagination others. The story is telling about a strawberry was attacked by the ants and his friend helped him to and in trouble. For the last assignment, is we need to redraw the story in a Adobe Photoshop because this is a way that is easier and faster. For the conclusion, I think introductions to mesh manipulation. Introduction to illustration is a very good subject and very interesting for me to develop the different develop different characters. I I I enjoy on studying in this subject. At last, I hope I can improve more on my drawing skills and draw like the famous artist. This is all my presentation. Thanks for your hearing.
Good evening, Mr. Faisal. My name is Yong Wing Chun and I'm from Group 3. Today my presentation is about my work from week 1 to week 14. And there is few things that I want to talk about in this presentation. The things that I want to talk is the work that I have done from week 1 to week 6. The second thing that I will talk is about my environment and cross design. The third thing that I will talk is about my picture book illustration. And the last two things that I will talk is some drawing that I've done and the things that I learned from this subject. So quickly enter to the point. The first thing that I will talk is my drawing from the week 1 to week 6. And this is the drawing at the week 1 that I've done for the exercise. At this drawing, my drawing skill is very bad. The line that I draw is not enough clean and not enough detail in this drawing and didn't have the shadow. The drawing is look very beginner. And when the week 5, my drawing skills is improved a lot. The line of the drawing is more clean. The detail is more enough from the week 1 and the shadow is have improved. Compare with the week 1 and week 5, we can see that my drawing skill has improved a lot. And actually at the week 5, I feel very happy when I see that my drawing skill has improved a lot. Because that at the week 1, that is the first time that I use the drawing tablet to draw and use the Photoshop to draw a drawing. So at that time, actually, I don't know how to use these two things to draw a drawing in the right way, and my hand feel very unconfident with the drawing tablet. But in the few weeks that before the week 5, Mr. Faisal has teach us a lot of skills and the way to draw at the lecturer and the practical classes. Sarah has shown us that how he draw using his hand by showing us his hand when he's drawing, and some skills and some video that he shared at Google Classes, and he will upload his practical and lecturer video on the his YouTube channel. And from those video and the classes, it teach a lot of skills and things that help me to improve my drawing skills. So at this time, I feel very happy and very thank you to Mr. Faisal because that this is the thing that I want to learn from my university life. And when we enter to the week 6, and that is the time that we do the character design. This week that we all feel very stressed because that this is the first time that we design our own characters, so we do a lot of things that wrong, like the wrong way to draw the character, the wrong way to do the gesture line, and the wrong way to design our own character. So that use my work as example. I have designed 2 characters before and they been rejected by Mr. Faisal. And when Mr. Faisal rejected my work, he also gives that the suggestion for me and the explanation that why he rejected my work. And this is the way he teach me to improve my drawing skills in my character design, and he also teach that how to design our own character and how to draw the character in the right way in his practical classes and the lecturer classes. And from this, all the things that he teach us that help us to develop our own character design in the right way. And at this time, when I know that my character has been accepted, I feel that very happy because that finally my character is drawn in the right way. Even though it is not good enough, but finally I have improved my character design in the right way. And enter to the next thing, that's the environment and prop design. And when we do this project, the thing that we need to do is to think and draw some environment and props that can match with our character and our story. Like, we need to think that the places and the story that we want to develop, that we want to do is at where and at the place is how the style that we need to draw and what culture is the place that we need to use. And for my environment, the all environment that I draw is most near for like the ancient Chinese culture. Because at that time my mindset for my story is my character is live at the place like the ancient China. So all the environment that I draw is like the place at the ancient China, like the streets, the houses, the mountain, and the chair, and all of that. So all the thing that I draw is, all the environment that I draw is compared to the ancient China culture for my story that I want to develop for. After finish drawing my environment, I start doing my picture book. And this is the thing that I'm most excited and the thing that I most want to talk about. At first, the thumbnail that I draw is this one. This is a thumbnail that I first draw. And in my story, the main character that I draw is an assassin. And he wants to become a leader for the assassin king. So he killed the strongest bad guy, and finally all assassins agree him to become the king for them. But after that, when I start drawing my picture book, I feel that this story is not good enough. So I redraw a new thumbnail for my story. That's this one. In this new story, my setting for my story is that at first my main character is a young beggar, and he was adopted by old assassin. The old assassin treats him like his own son and teach him all the assassin skills. But in one day, the old assassin was killed by someone. So the main character that I create, I call him Lee. He swear to revenge for the old assassin, and he also swear that he will become the strongest assassin in that time. So he start take his mission and to improve his own assassin skill, and he also finding the clue that who the one that killed the old assassin. And finally he found some clue about the one who killed the old assassin. And at the same time, the bad guy, that's the person who killed the old assassin, into the city. He killed all the strong person in the city, and become the king in the city. And Lee, the main character, heard about the message of the bad guy, so he start plan to kill the bad guy. And he fight with the bad guy, and finally he success kill the bad guy. And at the last two page, someone invited him to become the king of assassin, and he has improved that he is the strongest assassin at the time. Sorry that because my English language is not good enough. And this is the drawing that I do for my story. This is the cover page that I draw. At the first thumbnail, the title that I put is the birth of the assassin king, but I feel that the name is not good, like the children made the name, so I changed the name to the Night Monarch. And this all is my story. Like the first page, he was adopted by the old assassin. Like next is he trained his own assassin skill. Then the old assassin was being killed. He take his own mission and finding the clue that who killed the old assassin. The bad guy is into the city. He killed all the strong person in the city and become the leader of the city. Then Lee heard about the bad guy that at the city and who is it. And he start planning to kill the bad guy, and they fight together. Finally, Lee success to kill him, and someone invited Lee to become their assassin leader. And finally, Lee became the strongest assassin at the time and become the leader of all the assassins. From all the drawing that I've done, I have do few steps for my drawing. At first, I draw a simple structure for my whole page before I start draw the real the thin line and make those colors. After I draw the simple structure, I start do the clean line. After I draw the clean line, when I found that some place or some movement is look like weird or not good, I can do some changes at here. And after that, I start to make colors on it and make shadows on it. And I use this way to draw all the pages for my storybook. After finish all of this, I have watched back and see that there's something that I need to do some changes or something that not good enough. Like this one, I make the background more darker based from the before drawing. At this before one, the background is more lighter, but I found that it is not good enough because the time is all assassin die. So to show that Lee is very upset, so I make the background is more darker. So that's all the work that I done from the week 1 to week 14. And next I will talk about some drawing that I do for the week 1 to week 14 by my own that I want to draw. Because that I personal for me, I also like to drawing. And Mr. Faisal also say that we have to draw based on our own interests and also to improve and do some exercise by our own. So when I have free time, I have draw some drawing that I like to. Like this drawing is from the game that I play, and I find the picture from the Google and draw based on the picture. This one is also same as the last drawing, and this one is from the picture that I found on Google, the character of the Kimetsu no Yaiba, the manga that I most like, and I also watch the anime. And this is the anime that Andrew of that. I found out a picture from the Google that's very beautiful that other people do one. So I try to draw follow the picture that I found out, that I found out. Even though all of this drawing is not good enough, but I will still like them, and I would like to improve my drawing skill more. And the things that I learned from this subject is at first is how to use the drawing tablet. That is important because that is the first step that I use to draw in my computer. And the second thing is how to use my Photoshop to draw. This tool is, I feel very happy when I learned that how to use these two things to draw, and I feel very thankful that because of this MCO, because of the e-learning, I have more chance to use my own drawing tablet, and thank you for Mr. Faisal that teach me how to use drawing tablet and Photoshop to draw my own drawing. And the third thing that I learned is the way to draw, like the basic structure of the character, and how to draw, how to see all those characters and drawing using shapes. This is very important for me because that before I enter this subject, I never learned all this way before. So when I draw a drawing that I found from the Google or something, I mostly take few hours to draw a simple drawing. But after I learn this way, my drawing speed is more faster, and also my drawing is more better than before. So this one I really appreciate that, and I very thank you that Mr. Faisal teach us that this thing and this way to draw. And the fourth thing that I learned is how to create our own character. That is the most important, the thing that most important that I think that I learned from this subject, because I have think before that I want to draw my own manga and or draw my own character, but at that time I don't know how to draw and create my own character in the right way. But after this subject, based of all those things that Mr. Faisal teaches us, I have know how to create our own character in the right way. So this thing that I also very thank you, Mr. Faisal. And the next thing that I want to say that I learned about is the importance of reference. Mr. Faisal sir is say about that before. If we didn't put our reference, it will someone will say that our character that our create or our environment that our create is copy from other people. So that thing is very important because that maybe in future I will become an artist or a person that draw manga. So when Sarah talk about the importance of reference, I have know that how important that we need to have our own reference to prove that the thing that we draw is created by our own and not copy from other people. And reference also helps us to think and how can help us to develop our own character and environment. It helped a lot to me also. And the last thing that I learned from the subject is to develop our own story. Even though this thing Mr. Faisal is didn't teach so much, but from the video that he upload in his YouTube channel, in a video that he sir has say that how to do the storyline. That thing I have remembered that because I have said before that I think before that I want to draw a manga by my own self. So how to develop my own story? How to develop my own story is very important for me because to learn how to draw my own story more interesting. So that's all for my presentation today. And even though my picture book that I create, the drawing in my picture book is not good enough, the shading skill and color skill is maybe can improve more. The story is not enough interesting, but I really appreciate them as my first story and my own drawing. The first thing that I do, the first step that I step out. So I really appreciate them and really thank you that Mr. Faisal teach me all those skills. So thank you for watching my presentation today.
All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys have the ideas a little bit more. All right, how to create those kind of works there, right? Okay, how to what we call that create those kind of presentation videos, basically, there, right? Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Okay, for having me today. Right, and also please, right? Okay, submit those works and